Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Narraditation. This week we're going to be reading stories from r/Bridezillas. Seeing as I got married not too long ago, it's always fun to hear some of these kind of backwards, crazy, impossible to imagine happening to you stories. And also this r/thread tends to cross over with Am I the Arsehole, which is always fun to read too. So let's get into it. The subject of this message is, I want my fiancé to get rid of his 4-year-old daughter. Sounds legit. Hi, at Talks With Me. I need some advice from the mommies on your page. My fiancé has a 4-year-old daughter. Her mother passed away when she was born. He's been raising her on his own ever since he lost his wife. I am now in the picture and we're set to get married in 2022. I'm also 7 months pregnant with a precious little girl. I'm not the stepmother type, and I know I won't treat his daughter the same way I will treat our child. To be quite honest with you, she gets on my damn nerves. For one, the little girl looks just like her mother, and having her around constantly reminds my fiancé of his dead wife. Second, she is very attached to her daddy, and I'm afraid this is going to take away from my child's bond with her father. I basically want to tell my fiancé to get rid of her. She can live with her grandparents, or we can find her a nice family that's looking to adopt. I don't know how to approach the situation, but I need to find a way to convince my fiancé to let her go. I promise I am not a bad person. I'm just trying to look out for my child and make sure she receives all her daddy's attention without having her quote-unquote older sister intervene. Please help. Wow. Okay. Well, my advice is for the fiancé, and that advice is to run. Run as fast as you can, find the closest door or the closest wall, run through it. Just get the hell out of there, jump out a window if you have to, because this woman is a complete and total fruitcake. And the fact that you're procreating with her, I'm sorry, that really sucks. But the children shouldn't have to suffer just because this woman is so nutty. This is the screenshot of a Facebook post in a buy, swap, and sell chat. Hey everyone, has anyone received any wedding gifts in the past that were a slap in the face? How did you deal with it? My partner and I had a very exclusive wedding, all inclusive, and the focus was on the guests. Our best friend, husband, and kids knew this, and they gifted us 2 Kmart towels, a total value of about $10. This hurt us a lot, as it was a slap in the face. We don't know how to deal with it. Any suggestions? Below in the comments, it says, maybe it was all they could afford. Be thankful they wanted to be there to celebrate your special day and focus on the qualities in their personalities rather than the material items they may or may not have given you. I mean, yeah, I agree with that, honestly, because it always really gets to me when people say that their weddings are really for the benefit of other people. No, you're getting married to celebrate you. And people are gifting you with their time by sacrificing an entire day or often multiple days of their lives just to be there to celebrate you. It has nothing to do with the guests. It's very expensive to be a guest at a wedding. The next post comes from another Facebook post screenshot. So the title of this, actually no, I won't say the title. Let's just dive into the post so that you can hear it in all its glory. Just as an additional note, this wedding was scheduled to happen during, that thing that's going on that's like 9 months worth of the world burning and ending, and you can't say it on YouTube because then your video will get flagged. You know what I'm talking about. It will make sense once I go through. I need to vent a little. It's been a rough week for me. We booked our venue 2.5 years ago, and it was the most beautiful place I'd ever seen, and we fell in love immediately. Back in September, the numbers in Jersey were under 100, so we decided to keep our date and we mailed out invitations. 3 weeks ago, we got our final count of 175. We were already disappointed as we invited over 225 people, but we were understanding, and at that point, we just wanted to get married already. Now we are 4 days away, and every day we have had people cancel who said yes about 3 weeks ago. There is nothing we can do as the venue was already nice enough to lower our contract number from 175 to 148. We are at 130 today. Had we known how many people would falsely tell us yes 2 weeks ago, we would have tried to change our date or do something. The flowers had to be ordered 2 weeks ago, and we can't get that money back if we cancel. And now we are paying a little over $6,000 to the venue for people who will not be there. Not only that, but we've lost 4 of our bridal party because they contracted this week. It's a hard hit. It really is. I want to just go get married and have a good time. But what took 2 years to plan our dream wedding has been ruined by everything in the last few days. How do I enjoy my day without some of my bridesmaids? And what do I say to people canceling days prior? I have a lot of friends who were supposed to be getting married this year, and obviously it didn't happen. And that really sucks because everyone's lost a lot this year. A lot of opportunities. People had travel plans they didn't get to. But I think it's really important to keep things in perspective. Hundreds of thousands of people have lost their lives because of this thing. Weddings can be rescheduled. Lives cannot be rescheduled. A life is gone and then it's gone. A wedding can be rescheduled. Yes, it's disappointing. I wouldn't take away from that. I don't think this bride should be shamed for feeling disappointed, but they should also be understanding of the fact that people are trying to put the safety of themselves and their family and their health first because this is a deadly disease. This next post comes from Hey Shark, Don't Do That. Momzilla expects me to pay for her dress. I really just need to rant. My mom has been a nightmare throughout the planning process. She seems to think the entire wedding revolves around her, going as far as trying to convince me to let her and her boyfriend of 1 year walk me down the aisle instead of my dad. What? What? Me and my fiancé are paying for everything out of pocket, literally getting no financial help from either side, which is fine. I've kept everything cheap for my bridesmaids, bought their dresses, bought their jewelry, and am paying for hair and makeup to be done, just to keep everything affordable for people since they are helping us with our big day. Great attitude to have. That is the ticket right there. My mom refuses to pick out a mother of the bride dress. My only requirements for the dress is that it is sage or gold in color. Every dress that she's brought to me for approval are crazy fancy, bordering on prom-style dresses. She had a meltdown in the middle of David's bridal because she hates green. I'm going to make her look like an ugly olive, and every wedding she's been to, the mother has worn beautiful evening gowns. I've sent her multiple dress suggestions from Amazon, DB, Azazi, that are all appropriate, cute, and under $50. My sister just had a baby, and today she told me that she was worried she won't be able to buy a nice dress for the wedding. I told her it was fine, and if she wants to pick out a dress, then we would pay for it so she's comfortable. When I mentioned this to my mom, she lost her mind. She started ranting on me about how I should be paying for her dress instead. She's the mother of the bride, and that's the most important role. Everyone would be looking at her. She said my sister could wear one of her old hand-me-downs, and I should pay for the dress. So now we aren't speaking because 1, I'm not shelling out $200+ on a crazy fancy dress because she won't settle, and 2, I'm not buying her dress when she can definitely afford it. Yeah, planning weddings with in-laws, moms in particular, it gets a little tricky. Because, I mean, it's not about the mom. It's about the people getting married. And at the end of the day, they should do what they want to do. At the end of the day, it's their wedding. They're going to be looking back on that day, and it's going to be about them. And yeah, if your mom can afford the dress, she should buy it herself. OP, the fact that you bought all the dresses for your bridesmaids, you're offering to do their hair and makeup. My husband and I did the same for our wedding party, and they were really, really grateful for that because a lot of them couldn't really afford to be in a wedding party. Mad props for that. Good for you for standing your ground, and also good for you for starting to set up boundaries. Good for you, OP. Keep sticking to your guns. It's your day. If your mom wants to have a meltdown, let her have her meltdown, but don't let it affect how you enjoy your own day. Our next post is a cross post from Am I the Arsehole? And it was posted by OK Pen. Am I the arsehole for inviting my sister's soon-to-be ex-husband and his affair partner, my best friend, to my wedding? I just started learning English for my honeymoon, so please excuse any mistakes plus fake names. The background. Back in May, my sister, 26, found out that her 27-year-old husband, who she's been with for 7 years and married for 4, and has a child, a 1-year-old little girl, together, was having an affair with my best friend, Kate, who's 32, for the last 2 years. It was a shock, and there were tears and tantrums for weeks when Kate and Tim told my sister about their relationship, and he was filing for a divorce. My sister became very angry and bitter towards them both, which I can understand. But here's the issue. Me and Kate have been best friends since we were 5. Obviously, I told Kate off about the affair and stopped talking to her. But in July, we made up and I saw how happy they were, so I invited them to the wedding. Me and my ex-brother-in-law were close. I thought they'd put the differences aside for me for a single day because even though my sister won't admit it, she has to be civil to them in the long run for their daughter's sake. Well, Friday, when Kate and my sister showed up for the fitting, all hell broke loose. My sister called Kate a nitty woman of the night and asked me what kind of game I was playing. Kate was crying/apologizing, but my sister just told her to F off and then left. Since then, my sister told me that she and her daughter aren't going to my wedding. Most of my family have joined her in calling me a bridezilla and an arsehole. Even my in-laws are mad. So give it to me straight. Am I the arsehole for wanting a perfect day where everyone puts their differences aside for me? And below, there's an edit. I was asked for this info. Yes, Kate knew my sister was going to be there and she wanted to talk to her and maybe try to mend things. No, my ex-brother-in-law didn't know he chewed both of us out because my sister is 8 months pregnant and has already been making it difficult to see his daughter. Me and Kate are closer than me and my sister and I have an okay relationship, but the age gap does get in the way and my sister is closer to our younger brother. Also, my sister is telling people to choose either go to my wedding or she'll never speak to them again. Some of these comments sum it up pretty well. So, My Lady Bits says, when Kate starts effing Bridezilla's husband in a couple of years, Bridezilla will have no one to blame but herself. Fair. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. It's bad. Are you the arsehole? Yes. Yes. This next post is from Pink Dress. Am I the arsehole? Would I be the arsehole if I wear pink to a wedding? I, a 27-year-old female, have been dating my girlfriend, we'll call her Abby, 25-year-old female, for 6 years. She and I are best friends, and I imagine soon it will be us that are getting married. My sister, a 22-year-old female, is going to be getting married in January. It's going to be just 8 of us in the crowd. Me, my girlfriend, her parents, the groom's parents, the maid of honor, and a best man. So here's the conflict. I recently purchased a floor-length dusty rose dress for the wedding. When my girlfriend saw it, she flipped. She asked me what I thought I was doing. I was confused and asked what she meant. She told me the wedding invites had said specifically not to wear pink because the bride was going to be wearing pink. I was baffled. I didn't remember the invite saying not to wear pink, and in my opinion, the rules are don't wear white to the wedding. I already bought the dress, and because of the circumstances, the shop I purchased it from are not accepting refunds. There's also only going to be 8 of us. It isn't like I'm going to be stealing her attention away or whatever at a huge event. So would I be the arsehole if I wore pink to the wedding? My girlfriend isn't happy with my choice, but it's only a small wedding with immediate family. Yeah, OP, you're absolutely the asshole. Also, your logic is completely backwards. The fact that it's such a small wedding party means that it's going to be even more obvious that you're wearing the same color as the bride. It sounds like you weren't paying attention, you made a mistake, but the invite said don't wear pink, so don't friggin' wear pink. It's not your day. You can have your day later, but this is your sister's day, and don't be a butt. Our final post comes from The Wedding and My Sis. Am I the arsehole for inviting my sister's ex to my wedding and not her? I'm getting married to my fiancé Brad whenever things get less hectic. We have everything planned out, including who's coming, which has been very controversial. My sister Lee used to date Brad's older brother Mike. She broke up with him because Mike cheated on her. Mike became a bit of a stalker and did things, and she got a restraining order against him. I was angry at Mike, but when I went to university, his brother was in my class and we fell in love. Anyways, when we were discussing who should come, my fiancé said he wanted his brother. Brad said it's because he's very close with Mike, and also Mike saved his life. Brad wants Mike to be there to see him progress even further in life. Brad teared up a bit. He isn't an emotional guy and said he's sorry, but he's choosing Mike over Lee. I'm very close with Lee, but Brad is my future husband, so he kind of takes priority. I told Lee the bad news, thinking she would understand because she's still going dress shopping with me, and she said I was no longer welcome in her home or to see my niece. Am I the arsehole? So there's an edit that says, okay, yes, I get it. I know I'm the arsehole. I'm going to talk to Brad tomorrow about this. Yeah. OP, you're absolutely the arsehole. You're saying here that Brad needs to take priority. Well, at the end of the day, there's the 2 partners, and each one of them has a sibling. One of the siblings has been stalked and terrorized and cheated on by the other sibling. So yeah, you take priority with the one who has a restraining order against the other sibling. Side with your sister. She has a restraining order against him. He was stalking her. Her safety is at risk. Mike sounds like a dinkbag. So Brad's just gonna have to get over it because Mike made his decisions and there's a restraining order now. So you don't even have to blame it on Lee. Just blame it on the restraining order. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you like this content, please give me a subscribe and a like on the video. To get notified about this content in the future, be sure to hit the bell to make sure that every time a video is published, you hear about it and you can watch it right away. Thanks again for joining, and I'll catch up with you guys next week.